Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. And of course it is Tuesday evening and we are back live again for another Spotlight Hour every Tuesday from 6 p.m. till 7 p.m. local time. No matter where you are, a featured Pokemon will be spawning during the Spotlight Hour, and today is no difference, but we have got a different Pokemon than last week. We have got the Poochyena. So Poochyena is the featured Pokemon of today, and we'll discuss that a little bit more in just a moment. Now, there is also, as of today, there is also another little event which has started, which we're just going to discuss before the Spotlight Hour. Now, the next major event on Pokemon Go doesn't actually start until tomorrow, but today we have had a global challenge come through. So if you go into the events tab, as you can see here, and scroll down, you can see this global challenge. So this global challenge says, after the challenge is completed, all trainers will unlock the ability to gift free special research tickets for May 2025 Community Day Classic, which is Machop, of course. And the giftable tickets will be available in Pokemon Go from the 23rd of May. So we have got quite a few gifts to send out to try and get eligible to get those tickets that we can then gift to other people. So let's go ahead and send some gifts out to climb up that requirement and hopefully get some of those Community Day tickets for some of you. Now, everybody can only get a maximum of 3 Community Day tickets by the sounds of how that reads. So let's send some of these gifts out before the Community Day before the Spotlight Hour starts. So Spotlight Hour tonight, as we were mentioning, is Poochyena. The dark type Pokemon Poochyena is going to be the featured Spotlight Hour Pokemon of tonight, and it's been a while since we've seen Poochyena about or featured in any event, let alone a Spotlight Hour. And if you are new to the game, Poochyena by no means is a new shiny. It's been a shiny for quite some time, in fact. Unlike Sandygast that we had last week, Poochyena has been shiny for quite a lot of time. Hey Gamer Demon, how are you? But if you are, of course, new to the game, if you've not long since installed it and not long since started playing, then Poochyena may well be a very, very nice Pokemon to try and shiny hunt during this Spotlight Hour. Now, that Spotlight Hour starts in around about 6 minutes, and we will start catching the Poochyena Zen and talking a little bit about the additional bonuses as well during the hour. Where are you from? I'm from the UK, so I'm near, well, in between Manchester and Birmingham, really. It's my first. Very, very nice. It's always nice when you use your first Master Ball. So we're just sending some gifts out here. And as we mentioned, we are sending these out because of that global challenge, that brand new global challenge which started this morning. Yeah, I'm into my footy a little bit, yeah. So let's send these out. First of all, hey Tanya, how are you? So send as many of these out as we can before that Spotlight Hour starts. And as you can see there, we've reached the final one. Now, just bear with me just a second as I try and get some of the chat up. Good, how are you? Hope you have a great day. Yeah, I'm having a good day. It's actually quite nice weather-wise here in the UK today again. We've had a good spell really recently in weather-wise, and I'm hoping That means we can also get a shiny Poochyena today as well when that starts in just under 5 minutes. You aware of a game tomorrow? Yeah, very much aware of a game tomorrow. Very, very excited for that. Hey Jason, how are you? Hopefully you're having a good day. Again, if you are new to the channel, make sure to double tap the screen. If you're on mobile, it's dead easy to do. Just double tap that screen and you will like the video. And also subscribe to the channel. Turn on that notification bell as well, and you won't miss when we go live. We do go live every week during the Spotlight Hour and also during the Max Monday. And we also try to go live at the weekend as well. By the way, I'm subbed. Thank you very much for a sub. Brilliant. Who are you rooting for? Definitely rooting for Man United. That is my club. Where are you going, by the way? Completely up to these stops, really, because the spawn spots up here are really, really good. So I'm hoping to get there by 6 PM when we start. But we just have to go through a bit of a countryside walk, as you can see, through a couple of fields, past the horses, and we're on our way. Do you mind looking at my buddy? Let's have a look at YT Slam's buddy. Is it YT Slams in the game? What's your trainer name in game? I've completely forgot. I do apologise. I've got 433 friends, so I do forget from time to time. Box by Ray, that's it. That's it. Where are you able to catch some shinies today? I haven't caught any shinies as of yet today, but then again, I have been at work, so unfortunately, I've not been playing it right. I'm playing it right now. Oh, awesome. Hopefully you get some shiny luck if you are playing it. But yeah, I have been at work, unfortunately, today, so not managed to get on so much. Number 1 Master Ball. Very, very cool. Was it any good? Was it a 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 0 star? How good was it? It does look amazing. Galarian Zapdos is probably the best out of the 3, in my opinion, as a design. 6, 15, 15, that's actually really, really good. Because obviously wild, it can be a 0 star, and you've ended up actually getting, what's that, 2 star, 3 star maybe? That is actually really, really good. Well done with that. If it is a 2 star, it's only just a 2 star. So the Spotlight Hour starts in just under a minute. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a good day, sir. Thank you for entertaining me. My questions. You're the first one that noticed me today. Oh, well, I'm glad you've joined the channel. Thanks very much for that. I do appreciate it. Right, so 6 PM has just started, and we are going to start catching these Poochyenas. Now, also, what I didn't mention, but I will do now, is the bonus for Spotlight Hour. Now, the bonus for Spotlight Hour, every Spotlight Hour you get a bonus. Today's bonus is 2 times Evolution XP. So every evolve that you do will be worth twice as much. And if you have a lucky egg on, it'll be worth 4 times as much. So we're going to put a lucky egg on now and see what we get from the evolves Now, we're not going to spend too much time evolving, but we are going to spend time, of course, catching today. So let's go ahead and see what we get in terms of catches. And we may try and do some evolves as and when we can. 230 incense. Yeah, I do need to put 2 lots on, or I might do a Roar of Time, because we may do the Dialga Roar of Time and also put a daily adventure incense on as well, and that will extend that as well. So that might be a good shout. Now, let's just go and sort this out, and then we can actually start catching as many as we can. Do you also play Pokemon TCG Pocket? I used to. When it first came out, I used to play it quite a lot. I've since sort of cooled down a bit off it. I never really, well, didn't put any money into the game. I only ever did the free to play and got the 2 free packets each day. But I haven't been on it for months now. It was just something that I'd just sort of fell by the wayside a little bit. In terms of concentration, I ended up concentrating mostly on this game, trying to get as many XP as we can. And talking of XP, those excellent throws on these are coming in nicely. Is there a way to auto-evolve? Annoyingly not, no. That would be a really cool feature, especially if you can like group evolve as well. If you can select all and then evolve, that'll be an awesome feature. But unfortunately, no, that's not the case. You do have to do it manually, unfortunately. I think there is like mods that you can do, but you probably end up getting your account banned if you try to do that. So it's not worth it. Just do it all legit, as I do it. Nice, excellent throw though on the old Poochyena. And this is where we should see quite a few Poochyena spawns up here. I've got 50 more candies, Beldum, still need that Hundo and Shiny. Yeah, definitely. Definitely still need that Hundo. It is a super cool Pokemon to have as a Hundo, Beldum. Very, very useful indeed. And even more useful if it's a shadow one as well. That'll be incredible if you had a decent shadow Beldum. Yeah, you do like your Metagross, don't you? But it is a very solid choice. So let me know in the comments below what your favourite Pokemon is, and if it is Poochyena, then it's a very, very nice day for you today. During the spotlight hour, you'll see loads of them. Right, so let's see if we can just quick catch as many as we can around here now. Beldum Spotlight Hour. Yeah, I don't think we had Beldum Spotlight Hour. At least not recently anyway, I can't remember it. We've had obviously Community Day and Community Day Classic, but a Spotlight Hour would be quite nice for it. For anybody who missed out on those. Ghastly Spotlight Hour would just be amazing, but that sort of makes me think that we could do like a Ghastly Spotlight Hour or Classic Community Day around Halloween time. Because it was a while ago when we had Ghastly Community Day, probably back in 2019 if I remember right. Yeah, loads of spawns here, and it even gets better when we start walking a little bit further down. So we're just trying to catch as many as we can of these. Of course, Shiny checking along the way, but still catching as many as we can because of the candies, the lucky egg we've got on. If we start hitting some excellent throws, that'll be even better. Didn't even play back in 2019. Yeah, I'm just old school. So we are starting to hit a couple of excellent throws, but annoyingly they're not staying in the ball when we do hit those excellent throws. As you can see there, Poochyena just not want to stay in the ball for us tonight, so we'll switch into great balls and see if we have a few better luck with those. Still trying to get my moderator status up. Yeah, defo. So trying to just catch as many as we can before moving on. I'll be there one day. Yeah, definitely have a target in mind. Now, with us also having this luck egg on, like I mentioned before, we will put our daily adventure incense on in just a second as well. And we will do a roar of time just to extend that. We will also put a star piece on. Now, I know there's no star dust benefits, but we just have got quite a lot of those. So let's go ahead and put one of those star pieces on and do roar of time, as we've relevantly nicknamed our Dialga here. So we'll do roar of time for half an hour. And let's use that daily adventure incense as well now. A few excellent throws there on the bounce, which was decent. Now, unlike Sandygast, as we were mentioning before, unlike Sandygast, which we had last week, Sandygast being quite a new shiny to the game. It's only been about for around about 6 or 8 months, and it got a spotlight hour, which was dead exciting, but unfortunately we didn't get a shiny Sandygast last week. But unlike Sandygast, Poochyena has been around shiny for many, many years, probably going back to the 2019 era when it came out shiny. Now, obviously, like most other Pokemon, when it came out shiny, it got released in an event. And since then, it's only featured in a couple of events in the early years of its shiny release, and not many events recently. So if you are new to the game, this is probably the best time, if any, to try and get that shiny, because I don't know what sort of events this will appear in the future. It may be about during like the Halloween event, potentially, something like that, with it being a dark type. It may be something around Halloween that we release in the wild. So it may be a really, really good time to try and get one now, instead of having to wait until then. But the shiny is a very, very nice shiny indeed. It goes all gold. The darker grey parts of its body around its face and stuff, I think they go to like a tan colour. But we have got a shiny. I can show you that in a moment, and hopefully I can show you one live on the stream tonight, because hopefully we get one and I'll be able to show you through there. Is a chat not showing up? No, but I've got a spare phone, so don't worry about that. Shiny look going up every catch. Yeah, hopefully so. Everyone else times me out when I joke around a bit. Stuff is quite annoying. Yeah, I mean, I would ignore other people, to be honest. Yeah, the spare phone's coming in trumps for me today. Now, I just wiped and it had 0 friction. I just wiped and it had 0 friction. Straight. Yeah, that's great. Thanks for that. I mean, that's just amazing. Thanks very much for that. you can hide user on channel. Thanks so much for that. Yeah, I've hid him on the channel. Definitely worth having a spare phone. If I was mod, I could save you time. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually quite happy that I don't know, it's a weird feeling. I'm actually quite happy that I'm starting to get trolled a little bit on here with silly comments like that, because obviously it means that the channel's getting bigger in a weird way, if you know what I mean. You know, if the channel was small, then people wouldn't come on here and try and comment silly things, and we didn't used to. But now the channel's getting slightly bigger, people feel obliged that they need to do it on this channel, which I take as a weird compliment. But yeah, we can soon get rid of them. That's no problem. We only do it once and they are gone. Unless they make, of course, another account or anything. You're going to get big soon. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not holding my breath, but I'm just going with the flow. It gets as big as it gets. We'll see. I definitely didn't expect it to get as big as what it has done already, but it's took me by surprise. And we're not even big. I won't even say we're big at the moment. But yeah, it's going in the right direction. Definitely. That's for sure. So we'll just try and catch these Poochyenas around here. Of course, we have got daily adventure incense on as well, so we are getting the odd incense spawn. And mainly they are going to be Poochyenas, but we have had glaring birds appearing off the daily adventure incense that we've used during Spotlight Hour in the past. And in fact, a level 1 glaring bird spawned on the incense during one Spotlight Hour, and we managed to catch that. So hopefully we can get something similar today, and even better if it was shiny. That would be incredible. If we can get a shiny glaring bird off today's daily incense while we are doing a Spotlight Hour, that would be amazing. $1K is a lot. Yeah, it is quite a lot, yeah. I definitely didn't imagine that we'd be at 1K or over 1K by now. It has, I think it goes through its peaks and troughs, I think, with the subscribers on the channel. Don't know whether other channels do that, but it seems to be that we get loads of subscribers and then it sort of levels off. We don't get so many, and then all of a sudden it goes up again. So I think it's just timing, as and when we go live and all that stuff. Just trying to catch as much audience as we can. Yeah, it's pretty insane. When you think about it like that, yeah, it is. So as we were mentioning before, tomorrow will be another event on Pokemon Go. Yes, we've only had a couple of days since the last one, but that is pretty much the way Pokemon goes now. We seem to have an event, then a couple of days off, and then another event. And this event this week will be the Battle Week event, or the Go Battle Week event. And it's going to be basically featuring the evolutions of Kubfu. So Urshifu, both single strike and Rapid Strike will be released on the game. So you will be allowed to evolve your Dynamax Kubfu into Urshifu. Now, the requirements to evolve it are pretty extreme. I think it's 30 raids that you need to do, or 30 max battles that you need to do. And if you've not got the Kubfu candy as well, as just mentioned in the comments, you won't be able to evolve it. But also, if you've not got a very good Kubfu from a research previously, then it's probably not worth doing. And mine is a terrible, terrible Kubfu. Now, if you did get a terrible one, there is actually a research tomorrow when that event starts for $7.99 or the equivalent currency, so it will be £7.99 here in the UK. And what you get for that is you get another Dynamax Kubfu encounter, as well as some other bonuses like raid passes, premium battle passes, stuff like that. You also get an encounter with another Dynamax Kubfu. Now, some people a few months ago brought that research on a previous event, and if you did do that, you won't be able to get a third Kubfu. So at the moment, there is a maximum of how many Kubfus you can have. This research tomorrow is only available to those who didn't buy it previously, meaning that everybody can have a maximum of only 2 Kubfus. So effectively, they're allowing you to have the choice of evolving one into each form of Urshifu. Now, if you are like me, where you've got a really, really rubbish Kubfu, you may be intrigued to buy that ticket tomorrow, and I would definitely recommend looking into it to see whether it's worthwhile for yourself. Now, I'm a bit iffing and ahhing whether I am going to buy it or not, personally, because Urshifu, although it may be decent on the game in some way, shape or form, I do need to do my research as to how good it is going to be as both a Dynamax Pokemon and, of course, as a normal raid attacker. But if it is going to be decent, then I may buy the ticket to get the second chance of getting a Kubfu. But also, if you're doing that primarily for the use of it in Dynamax and Gigantamax, then also be aware that Urshifu has a Gigantamax form. So at some stage in the future, and I don't think it'll be soon, but at some stage, maybe next year, we will get Gigantamax Urshifu, both the Rapid Strike and the Single Strike, released on the game. So it won't be anytime soon, because of course they don't want to get people to spend the money on Dynamax Kubfu, getting a Dynamax Urshifu now, and then annoy people by releasing the Gigantamax. They'll leave it for quite some time and then do a Gigantamax. Very similar to what we've done with Dynamax Machop. We released that first, got all the money from people doing the battles for Machop and getting decent Dynamax Machamp, and now all of a sudden they are releasing the Gigantamax Machamp this weekend. So on Sunday this weekend will be Gigantamax Machamp Max Battle Day, and that will pretty much make all those Dynamax Machamp that you've already had and been working on pretty much irrelevant, because Gigantamax is so far superior compared to an attacker as the Dynamax version. So a little bit annoying, that's how they do it, but from a business sense it makes perfect sense. They're going to try and get the most out of a Pokemon. It wouldn't make any sense if we brought the Gigantamax version out before the Dynamax, because if you've already got the Gigantamax, why go ahead and try and find the Dynamax and get the Dynamax? It just wouldn't make any sense. So the way around they're doing it is just totally through a business point of view, and you can understand it. They are trying to get the most money for what they are doing. Now, I think, let's just double check that, but on the power spot then, it said you can hold up to 1,500 max particles. That's new as well. So that must have only came out this morning. The limit for how many max particles you can hold, as you can see there, has been increased from 1,000 to 1,500. So that's actually quite interesting as well. That's obviously a feature brought out ready for that Gigantamax max battle weekend. Last night it came out. That's pretty cool. I didn't notice that last night, but of course it must have came out around the same time we had that global challenge starting in certain areas around the world, and also the remote battling onto those max battles that also came in last night. So you can actually now remote into any level of max battles on power spots. So a Sableye on level 3 or a level 1 Drillbur or Ghastly, you can remote into those using a remote battle pass as well as the relevant particles. So we will actually jump into this Sableye here. We did a couple yesterday and didn't get a very good one, so let's see if we can get any better today. Now, for some reason, the team we set up to do this has disappeared, so we're going to set that team up again. We went in with Dynamax Blissey and 2 Gigantamax Gengars. So let's find that second Gigantamax Gengar somewhere here. I think it's probably because he's fainted out. Let's see if he has or needs some sort of reviving. Or maybe it's because we left him on a Dynamax stop. I think that's what we did. I think we left one of those on a Dynamax stop. So we'll go in with our Dynamax Gengar instead. It was like 3 a.m. for me, yeah. So yeah, I'd definitely be asleep by then. Yeah, I left him in a stop, didn't I? I remember that now. Did leave him on the last battle that we did yesterday, stop, just so he could earn a few candies and stuff. Hey Naggy, how are you? Hopefully having a good day. Thanks very much for joining and getting involved in the comments. So we're just going to collect this energy. Hey Emma, how are you? Hopefully having a good day. Yo, what's up? Hey Ryan, thanks so much for joining. How is everybody on this Tuesday evening, this Spotlight Hour, which we're actually doing Dynamax Sableye on this Spotlight Hour. We've seen one, so we might as well do one and see if we can get any better than what we had yesterday during the Max Monday. Now, as we found yesterday with Dynamax Sableye, if you didn't tune into the live stream yesterday, we found that Gengar was probably one of the best attackers to use against Sableye, but it wasn't brilliant as a build-up. It charged a meter really quick, as always, but if Sableye hits one of its attacks, it pretty much takes out the Gengar very, very quickly. So it's definitely better to switch into something like Blissey, which will tank all of Sableye's moves, as you can see here. And then you can switch into the Gengar for the attacking, which is the best way to go about it. So we are just charging that max meter up now with Blissey, switching into that energy, and we'll switch back into that Gigantamax shiny Gengar, which just looks so amazing. I can never get bored of this. I always go on about it whenever we see Gigantamax, but it is just such a nice looking Pokemon. So again, going back down to Gengar, we charge that meter up a little bit just with how quick Gengar actually attacks. And then as the attack comes in now, we'll switch into Blissey and he can attack. He can tank that attack for us, saving Gengar the health. So definitely a key to these Dynamax, if you are using anything as a tank to charge up that max meter, you do need to try and get it as a fast move that uses the lowest amount of numbers. So when you go into your Pokemon and you scroll down and you'll see gyms and raids section just above the different moves, the fast move and the charge move. The fast move that you want to charge up a max meter as quickly as you can will have the lowest amount of number next to it. So, for instance, Shadow Claw on Gengar, which is what we're running on this one, will have 5 energy per use. So those ones that have a lower energy will charge a max meter up the quickest on these Dynamax, and therefore you start to Dynamax or Gigantamax quicker, and that means you can do the battles overall quicker. So very useful to take that into account. Appreciating the comments as always. Some very positive feedback in the comments, so I appreciate that. So we're actually staying in with this Gengar this time around. Hopefully we can stay in and get to this Gigantamax before this foul play comes in. But oh, Gengar's actually survived that. Will he survive? Will he stay in until we get to that Gigantamax? He has done. We have got Gengar to stay in and survive the attacks from Sableye. And there he is again, that shiny Gigantamax 98 Gengar. And this will see us through now. One more hit. And there he goes. So Dynamax Sableye is down and out and has a quite dramatic fall when you do defeat it. It really does fall over when you take down Dynamax Sableye, which I quite like seeing. It's quite a dramatic fall on his back. Now 15,000 XP, of course it is a level 3, you normally get 7,500 XP, but we have done our lucky egg, and that means we get a little bit more as well. Now we did just get a weird additional bonus as well there, so it may be because of the Go Battle Week, that research potentially. We'll have to wait and see, but it was quite a lot of XP there that we managed to get, even though we didn't buy the 200 coin upgrades. Don't really know why anybody would, unless you've got loads of coins and don't mind spending them, of course. But yeah, 843, as YT Slams has said, is a hundo. So 802 is not a very good one, as you can see there. 11, 11, 12. So not very good at all. Add me brother Vincent's. So Vincent's just jumped in the comments. Thanks very much for joining the chat. And yes, I will put my trainer code up in just a moment. We are just going to try and catch as many of these Poochyenas as we can that are nearby, because as you can see, there's a lot surrounding us at this moment in time. And we've just done a Dynamax Sableye, which means we've got quite a bit of catching up to do. But as soon as we caught these, I will put my trainer code up on the screen, and anybody who wishes to add me can take a screenshot and add me at any time. Just make sure to let me know in the comments, and then I know who it is that's actually adding me. That would also be very helpful. So we'll use these Great Balls, as well as Gigantamax Machamp Max Battle Day on the Sunday this weekend. We have Machop Classic Community Day on Saturday, which means we have a very fun-packed weekend with the likes of Machamp, in the form of Machop on Saturday and Machamp Gigantamax on Sunday. So definitely a weekend to enjoy if you are a fan of Machop or Machamp. It is definitely a nice Pokemon in the game, especially if you've grown up with Gen 1 like I have. Very nostalgic Generation 1 Pokemon. And again, hitting the excellent throws okay, so we'll keep going with these. And we are actually staying in the ball now with these Great Balls, which is good. Speaking of great, we did a great throw that time. And we will spin the stops as we go, or as many as we can, because of course we need the gifts to send out for that global challenge. And if you did miss it at the start of the video, we did mention the new global challenge available for trainers. So we'll just read that out again, just in case you did miss it. If you go over to the event section on your Pokemon and scroll down, you can see there the global challenge. Now, send 30 million gifts to friends is a global challenge. It ends in 2 days and 1 hour. So far, we have done 21.2 million as a global community, which is really, really impressive. Me personally, I've only done 38. And as you can see, some of my friends have actually done over 200 already. And of course, this only started today, which is just crazy how they've managed to do that. But as it says there, after the challenge is completed, all trainers will unlock the ability to gift free special tickets, research tickets for May 2025 Classic Community Day, which is obviously Machop. The giftable tickets will be available in the Pokemon in-game shop from May the 23rd at 10 AM and until May the 24th at 5 PM. So definitely make sure to start sending some gifts if you haven't already, else you may not get those tickets if you've got 0. So it does say all trainers, but maybe it's only those that actually send gifts, no matter how many. So definitely see if you can send some gifts if you haven't already before that reaches the global challenge. I've put my code in, brother. Right, brilliant. I have actually seen that. I will show that on the chat. So yeah, I'll show the codes on the chat. I don't always do it, but on this occasion I will. Now, if any of you want to add me on the game, then the trainer code is going to be appearing on the screen at any minute. Just take a screenshot of this trainer code, as you can see here, give me an ad, and let me know in the comments below that you have added me, and I will accept you while we are live on stream. So make sure to screenshot that before it goes off the screen. And if anybody did miss that, I'm sure YT Slams will put it in the comments down below at some stage as well. So just over halfway through the spotlight hours, and so far no shiny Poochyena to report of. But of course it is full odds, this Pokemon. Poochyena has a 1 in 512 shiny chance, which isn't brilliant if you are wanting a shiny tonight, but it could be good for those who haven't had the shiny nonetheless, because like we mentioned before, Poochyena isn't one that really spawns in the wild often, especially away from the Halloween events. May get a bit more relevant or a bit more appearances during the Halloween as we get close to Halloween. Thanks very much for the invites. I've accepted those. YT Slams is just edging and edging for that moderator status. I love it. I love his commitment. Keep it up. To be honest, I've never made anybody a moderator, so it's all new to me how I go about doing that. I will definitely have to look that up. Some terrible throws on these Poochyenas. Let's get back to trying to hit good throws, shall we? There we go. There is an excellent throw. Right on cue. And in a moment, we will just have a quick session of evolving whilst we also get involved in some of the comments. Hey, Prozenio, how are you? Thanks so much for joining me. Hopefully I've mentioned or said your name correctly. I do apologise if I did give it a good shot, though. Now it's telling me to show or hide the comment, the trainer code of Vincim there, but unfortunately I don't know if it is allowing me to show that. I have pressed show and unfortunately it's not doing it unless it has come up. Do let me know if it has appeared in the chat. I think it's just numbers, Vincent. It's nothing you've done. I don't think YouTube likes numbers. For example, if you comment loads of numbers in a YouTube channel, it comes up for the moderators to either show or hide the comment. Every single comment which has numbers in it just gets reviewed. I don't know why. Yeah, there we go. It showed it now. I don't know why it wasn't before, but it has shown it now. So if you do want to add Vince in, then go ahead and add him using that trainer code in the comments, as we are just doing some evolves here. So what are everybody's opinion on the weekend events? The Machamp, Gigantamax Machamp on Sunday and the Classic Machop Community Day on Saturday. Is everybody looking forward to that? Or have you already got enough and seen enough of Machamp and Machop where you aren't really overly hyped about it? Let me know in the comments below what you think of those weekend events, as we are just evolving. And we'll only spend a couple of minutes evolving. We've only got just over 1,000 candy for Poochyena, so we don't want to use too much of that, but we are just evolving the 0-star, 1-star, 2-stars. So all of these can go in the bin once they have been evolved. It's just making the most of that 2x Evolution XP, which is currently on during this Spotlight Hour as well. So we'll delete that Poochyena again, and we'll go again. So if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe on the channel. Turn that notification bell on as well. You'll know when we go live if you do that. And we do go live regularly on a Monday and Tuesday, as we mentioned before, but we also go live at the weekend events if and when I can. Now, that is just a big if and when I can, because like this weekend, for example, it is, of course, as we mentioned before, it is, of course, the Machop Classic Community on a Saturday, and on the Sunday it is the Gigantamax Machamp Max Battle Day. Now, both those events will be from 2 PM till 5 PM, both on Saturday and Sunday. And with me being a Pokemon Go ambassador, I am in charge of hosting the events in my community. So I'm a group leader in my community, I'm a community leader, and I'm also a Pokemon Go ambassador for the game. And with that means I host the events, and therefore if I'm hosting the events, I won't be able to go live on YouTube. So we may go live on Friday afternoon instead to have a look into the event, which starts tomorrow, at what wild spawns are about, and also to see if we can get any shinies of what is appearing during that event. So definitely make sure to keep an eye out on Friday, because we should be going live on then, with us being very busy over the weekend. So Friday may become the new weekend slot if the weekend is busy, as it did last weekend. Now, last week on the Friday stream, we did some really, really good things. In fact, it was, of course, the Crown Clash event, and it was, of course, the Rocket Takeover event. And with that Rocket Takeover event, I'll wait months until I'm moderator. I'm planning on going to Germany. That is awesome. Hopefully you have a really good time in Germany if you do manage to get there. But yeah, last week during the live stream on Friday, when we went live on Friday, that it was of course a Rocket Takeover event during that Crown Clash event, and we managed to do some really, really good things during that live stream. We actually got our Shadow Dialga spawn from Giovanni. We managed to defeat Giovanni, find Giovanni, defeat Giovanni, and get our Shadow Dialga. Now, our Shadow Dialga wasn't brilliant. It wasn't something to shout home about, but it was a 2-star, so it could have been a lot worse. Of course, the lowest you can get from Giovanni is a 555, I believe, on the IVs. And the best, of course, is a Hundo. Now, weather boosted Shadow Dialga was exactly 1500 for a CP, and ours was 1442. So it was just about a 2-star, not massively far off a 3-star, but still only a 2-star. But like I say, it could have been a lot worse. Now, what we also managed to achieve during that live stream on Friday last week was our Shiny Meloetta encounter. Now, Shiny Meloetta got released during a special research a couple of months ago after the Go Tour. So Go Tour was around the start of March, and for those who did the Go Tour in February in an in-person event, they would have had the research from then on. Anybody who did it in the global event, the 1st and 2nd of March, would have had the research start from then. And the Shiny Meloetta research had a lot of time gates. There was a lot of things that were stopping us from catching Shiny Meloetta. We had catch a Pokemon for 5 days in a row, something to do with interaction with your buddy, I think there was as well, for so many days in a row. There was loads of different time gates that we couldn't really get past with Shiny Meloetta. So there was a lot of waiting, but we did eventually get our Shiny Meloetta, and it wasn't actually too bad on the stats. I think we had a 14, 15, 10, I believe. So it was a 3-star. It was better than the Shiny Mythicals that we've had in the past, by all means. But it could have had scope to be better, but it could have also had scope to be worse. So it was sort of in the middle of what I was hoping and what I didn't want to happen. So I'm quite happy with how it ended up overall, and hopefully we can maybe get another one in the future. We'll have to wait and see how many of these Shiny Mythicals they are actually going to hand out to us, or whether it's just the one and done. Now, we'll just evolve these last few Pokemon, and then we'll start moving again on the Spotlight Hour, because I am wary that we are into the last 20 minutes, if not nearly the last 15 minutes. Can I add you, Vinzi? Yeah, make sure to ask people in the comments below before you do add them. Thanks very much for being polite like that. I'm sure Vinzi doesn't mind. He will let you know if he does. That is awesome. That was a decent amount that you made there. Well done on that. So, Smolly have evolved. We will jump off that and we will start catching Poochyenas again. Now, 15 minutes left of the Spotlight Hour. We've got 15 minutes to try and find a shiny Poochyena, if at all we are going to find one tonight. Now, we have got 22 minutes as well left on our we'll just try and get your comment to show up again. Hopefully you can see Vinzin's trainer code. Just trying to get it to show again. So we have got quite a few more chances to get a glaring bird off this daily adventure incense. You normally get a spawn around every 30 or 40 seconds off a daily. So there's probably around about 20 more, well, 25 more spawns to be had off this daily adventure incense. So maybe one of those could be a glaring bird, we never know. We've had it appear before on a Spotlight Hour, unfortunately not shiny. So let's just go back onto our gifts. We'll open our gifts from Vincent, all the way from the United States. Thanks very much for that. We've interacted now, so level 1 on the friendship level. And I'll send you one back myself. And the same to win it. So let's just see if there is anybody we can interact with today as well to just boost up our friendship and to make the most of this lucky egg that we've currently got on. And while we're at it, we'll send a few more gifts out as well because of that collection challenge. Well, let's first of all quickly go up through the friendship levels. Is there anybody close to going 3-star level with? We should go 3-star with them tomorrow, but we've already interacted today. You can tell that by the blue halo surrounding us. Same with them. And these in 2 days' time. Now, I have sent them a gift, so we are just awaiting on them to open that gift up. In fact, we've got one from them, so we can open that one. And then we should go Ultras tomorrow. They can have a trigger gift. And let's see if there's anybody in the best friend category that we could potentially level up with while we're on stream. And as you can see, we are getting close to a couple, and that one is 3 days away. We'll send them a gift as well. So no friendships other than Vincent with the level 1 friendship there. But still a nice tidy amount of XP. You get 3,000 for the first level of friendship, 6,000 if you've got the luck egg on like we have now. So still decent amount of XP for not really doing a lot, just opening a gift. And Win has just opened our gift as well, so that means we've also just got 6,000 XP from that friendship bonus going up. As you can see, just appeared in the bottom left hand corner there. So still, it all adds up, little victories and all that. So a couple of excellent throws as well. And those, of course, will be doubled again during this spotlight hour, and only due to the lucky egg. Of course, as we mentioned before, the spotlight hour bonus is 2 times evolution XP, so not 2 times catch XP. Now, I don't know what is actually on raids at this moment in time. We've got a couple of Dynamax, and there is actually another Sableye up there. We will do that Sableye for sure. On our way back up. Shiny Poochyena, let's go. We've got a shiny during the spotlight hour. This is what the shiny looks like. It is a very, very cool shiny indeed. It goes all gold, and the dark grey parts of its body go to a lovely dark tan colour. So that is a very, very nice shiny indeed. And is it any good? Let's have a quick look. No, of course it's not. It's a shiny in the wild. It's of sure to be a 0-star, and it is. So not a brilliant shiny in terms of stats, but a very, very nice shiny to look at. As you can see, a cool looking dog shiny there. Very, very nice Poochyena shiny. And let's see if we can get 2 on the same hour. We've got 10 minutes to see if we can get a second one, but still very, very happy to get 1 at all during the spotlight hour. Like we mentioned before, the odds for this shiny are full odds, 1 in 512. So we are very lucky to have 1, because we definitely haven't caught 500 this hour. So as we normally do on the channel, we normally allow people in the comment section to nickname the shiny that we get, and I will change the name, and it will forever be known that in our Pokemon stories. So if anybody can find a humorous and funny name to nickname our shiny Poochyena, then let me know in the comments, and the best one will be chosen for its nickname, which we will change it to. So let me know in the comments below. You've got 10 minutes until the end of Spotlight Hour to come up with a funny, cute nickname for Poochyena, the shiny Poochyena that we just got. There's a tiny Poochyena as well. That would have been cool as a shiny. That would have been very, very cool as a shiny. Doromoka off a daily. Very, very nice Doromoka spawn. Poochyena. Is Poochyena a good name? I don't know. I think it's pretty decent, to be fair. Poochyena. I don't know if it'll fit. We may have to use Y instead of IE, or just I's at the end. It's quite humorous though. But yeah, if you can come up with a nickname for our shiny Poochyena that we just caught, then let me know in the comments. Now, Poochyena is of course based on a dog Pokemon, but as we've just headed down to the bottom end of where I live, to the bottom end of the village, we have actually come across a little feline friend here at the nature reserve. So we've got a guest appearance on the stream today. It's actually quite a cute guest appearance as well. Very, very nice little cat living in the quarry, living in the nature reserve. Don't know whether he lives here or whether he just visits here, but he always seems to be around this area. Haven't seen him for quite a while, but nice to see him again out and about now. There you go, a little guest appearance on the live stream. Something I didn't really plan, but still, nice little appearance. So, Poochyena, and in particular Spotlight Hours, have always been good to us up here around this nature reserve. So let's see if we can get that second shiny in the last remaining 6 minutes of the Spotlight Hour. So we've only got 6 minutes to get a second shiny, and after the hour is finished, we will always, as always, we will review what we've had today, see if we've managed to get any hundos today as well during the Spotlight Hour, and also see how the shiny that we got tonight compares to the other shiny Poochyenas that we've had in the past. Hey Will, how are you? Cat, you're going to be famous. So into the last 5 minutes of the live stream. And if you are joining late, as with Will there, then we have had a shiny just a few moments ago. We had this shiny Poochyena here, 463 on the CP, but it was only a 0 star. So not very good on the stats, but still, if you can think of a nickname, we have one nickname suggestion so far. If you can think of a funny or cute nickname to call this shiny Poochyena, let me know and we will change its name at the end of the stream. So let me know your thoughts on that. 643, not 463. Is that what he was? Did I get that wrong way around? I do apologise. No, 463. 463 on the CP. So let's see what we get around here. We've only got a couple more spawns until we've ran out of them, and then we'll quickly race back and try and find some more on the way back up. CP, yeah, I meant CP, sorry. So we've got 2 minutes, just under 2 minutes now of the spotlight hour. Some last final Poochyena being clicked on right now. Can we get a second shiny? And it looks like, at the moment, Poochyena is the only name suggestion. If you can think of anything other than Poochyena, let me know in the comments below. But currently, it seems that YT Slams has got this one in the bag if we don't have another suggestion. So you have just under now, 1 minute to come up with a name suggestion for our shiny Poochyena that we've had tonight. I'm a win, yay. It looks that way. Doesn't look like anyone else can come up with any suggestions. You've got less than a minute to do so. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. And there it is, the spotlight hour is actually over. So yes, YT Slams has got his nickname of Poochyena on our shiny. So let's go head over to that shiny now and change its nickname to Poochyena. Let's see if that fits. For some reason we've got onto numbers there, that's not what I wanted. Poochyena, we'll spell like that. And there we go. I'm over here playing Chivalry 2 on Xbox and watching YouTube while also playing Pokemon Go. Multitasking as ever, Vincent. Very, very much multitasking. And also still finding time to comment, which is awesome. Thanks very much for finding time to do that as well as everything else you're doing. So the spotlight hour has finished. So before we finish a live stream, we will have a look and see how that compares, how the shiny that we had tonight compares with the other shinies, and also if we manage to get anything else during the spotlight hour in terms of any hundos or anything like that. So let's head over to the Pokemon stories, type in 4-star, and no, we haven't, but we did get a Hundo Ferroseed earlier today. Now, this was only just found in the storage just before we went live. Completely random. I don't know where we got this from. It just says England because I'm on an Android, so therefore the location isn't very specific 9 times out of 10. So I don't know where we had this from, but at some stage we actually managed to get a Hundo Ferroseed today, which is pretty cool. Quite a nice Pokemon to get, but no Hundo Poochyena today. Scroll down. There he is. There he is. Oh, perhaps you meant of a Ferroseed. Sorry, I'm just bragging again. Yeah, it just says caught in the wild on England. In iPhones always seem to be more specific, but yeah, on Android, it does sometimes seem to be a case where you only see England as a location for some reason. I don't know why. If I get something off a field research task, then it will say specifically where I've had it from. For example, this Belgium from a field research task. No, not that Belgium. But yeah, sometimes it tells me and sometimes it doesn't. There you go. That one is from the wild and it says Woodfall. So sometimes it tells me the location, sometimes it doesn't. It's a little bit annoying, but still, I'm not too bad. Now, no Hundo Poochyena, as we were saying tonight. But the shiny, of course, that we did get was a nice one. It was only a 0-star, but it's still a very, very nice shiny to look at. And we did actually get a shiny Pineco this morning as well, which was quite cool. But in terms of Poochyena, how does the shiny Poochyena that we had tonight match up as that we've had previously? Now, as you can see there, in terms of CP, he is the second Poochyena, the third highest overall, and we've actually got 12 shinies in total, and it's not had a community day. These are just all from the wild. Now, we have had a lucky shiny, lucky traded to us. It was an 87 IV on that one, and as you can see, back in 2019, so that tells you how long shiny Poochyena has been around in the game. And then our best shiny Poochyena, let's just filter this through 3-star, 4-star. We haven't actually got any. So where does the Poochyena that we had tonight sit against what we had previously? That one was a 2-star, 0-star, 1-star, 0-star, 0-star, 2-star, 0-star, 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 and 0-star, and a 1-star. So overall, it sits quite low down. We didn't have many 2-stars there. We only had 1 or 2 2-stars, and we had quite a lot of 0-stars, so that will definitely go in that pile. But still, it is a very, very nice shiny, and as you can see with its evolution, it is even nicer, I believe, when you evolve it. It does go very, very cool, and it's got that lovely blue nose and blue eyes as well when you evolve it. So let me know in the comments below if you played the Poochyena Spotlight Hour tonight on Pokemon Go and how you got on. Let me know in the comments if you managed to get the shiny or in fact the Hundo in the wild. Now, thanks very much for watching. We will be live again hopefully on Friday in the afternoon, so make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel as well, and turn on your notification bell and you won't miss when we go live. But thanks for tonight. Thanks for everybody who's got involved in the very much appreciated. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. Thanks very much.